Hi everybody, and welcome to another session with me having a chat about whatever has been current for me in this week, or in the last more than a week, because today's a Wednesday and obviously I normally do this on a Monday, but when Monday hit this week I just didn't feel like it, and I just thought, let's see what comes up this week for me, and now felt like a good time to have a sit down and a chat together. So today's session for me is about something that kind of cropped up for me yesterday, and it got me thinking about a hot topic at the moment, diversity and inclusion, but looking at it from another angle. And to take the mystery out of this, I'm not going to sit here and start talking about race, ethnicity, disabilities, gender. No, that's not where I'm going with this. So stick with me here. Over the last probably 10 years, and especially in the last kind of couple of years, I have started recognizing that doing cognitive tasks for me, for instance, I don't know, like reading through a document, synthesizing something, preparing thoughts around something, emailing someone sometimes. Basically just using your brain, like having to use my brain, it can be quite an intense experience. And I'm really coming to appreciate how, like, even doing this, for instance, like sitting here and having to think about something to say next, because I don't know if you've noticed, I don't turn up prepared, really. Like, I might have a few bullet points in front of me, which I don't today. And there's a reason behind that. Like, I don't particularly enjoy the process of using my brain. I find that this is something that I've had to learn. It's not something that comes to me naturally, and I don't know if anyone else feels the same. And I guess I need to be a bit more specific here, don't I? Like, I've given examples. I'm talking about cognitive tasks, like having to do something that requires the use of your brain. I've noticed that's something that I really struggle with. It doesn't come naturally, and I'm kind of done with accepting, well, actually, I'm done with pretending that I am someone that can do all these things. So, I mean, obviously, if you don't know me, which is probably the case if you're watching this, I have, had a typical kind of Western upbringing, gone to school, used my brain there, had moments of struggle whilst I was trying to use my brain in those places. Just a quick example, I remember, like, I don't know, maybe I was in year 8, year 9, so 13, 14 years old, and I think we'd been given like a newspaper article, and we'd been given time to read through it, and then we were asked to kind of reflect on it, and I guess like kind of unpick it. And that was my first experience of feeling like in the environment that I was in. And to say a little bit about that, I went to a pretty competitive girls' grammar school, and I felt like I felt like the odd one out a lot of the time, because what came naturally, or what appeared to come naturally to other girls around me, didn't come naturally to me. So I felt so out of my comfort zone doing a task like that. Preparing for exams, so struggled with that. Yeah, like it occurred to me from a really young age that I was this way inclined, but I hadn't really explored any of this back then. I just kept on berating myself actually, and felt like there's something wrong with me, that I can't seem to pick up this kind of stuff. If you know what I'm talking about, this might just sound really abstract, and if I've lost you, I'm really sorry. But oh yeah, I used to struggle with things like this from a very young age, but didn't know that I was struggling really, like that there was this experience that I was, that the cognitive was an issue. Like I didn't realise that then. I kind of just kept on trying to make the most of my circumstances. And another kind of share about my childhood, something that I've always enjoyed doing and I still do now, is having a good dance around. And for me, if I have to choose between like reading a book and like really unpicking that, or having a jig, maybe not even like a fun dance around, like it could be an emotional song, but like moving your body to it, I would choose the dancing. I would choose the movement of my body over anything that's kind of cognitive related. And I think yesterday this kind of moment occurred, like there was this turning point for me where I was like, I'm kind of tired of having to really try to use my brain, and there's this kind of real desire in me to now start shaping my world around my needs of less cognitive processes and more of the bodily, movement and singing even. Like I have a kind of strong desire to really, really, really explore that. And obviously I want to bring it to my coaching experience. So yeah, I kind of want to put it under the diversity and inclusion banner, because I think it has its place. It has its place, and I don't want anyone else to feel like you're having this experience in isolation. Like there are people out there just like you. If you're watching this and you're thinking, I'm totally relating to what Jaspreet is talking about today, I want you to know that you're not alone, and that it is frustrating. It's sometimes a frustrating world that we live in, where structures around you like school, academia, even simple setups like I'm part of a reading group, so even simple setups like attending a reading group and exploring themes within a book. Like if you're struggling to do that and actually shy away from it because of what it involves, like having to really like use your head, I totally get it. I totally understand, and I want you to know that you're not alone. And yeah, the frustration is real, but like me, I hope you are able to start exploring how you can create a life that doesn't require all that cognitive thinking, mind use as much as it has, because that's kind of where I'm at the moment. And I think coaching is lending itself for me to explore that, which I'm so grateful for. And I don't know where this is going to take me, but I'm really I'm curious. I'm really curious. And I'm also open to hearing how others are experiencing what I'm talking about here. Because I think it is a topic that gets overlooked. Like, I don't think I have never come across someone talk about something like this before. I don't know if I'm a pioneer in this. I'm sure I'm not. I'm sure there's other people out there. This is a big world. There's lots of people in the world. I'm sure there's someone or many people out there that have spoken about this. But because I haven't been touched by this topic. I mean, I know of like people who struggle or around, needing time to process, because I'm one of them as well. Before you can kind of respond, like you're in a group, you've been asked a question, the person leading it wants your response, and are you the last person that chips in? Me too, because I need time to let whatever's being said integrate, and sometimes I don't have anything to say. And sometimes that leaves me feeling a certain way. And I'm learning that it's okay to have those experiences, and that you're not alone in having those experiences, and that there is this broad group of people out there, I'm sure, that are having that situation as well. But as I kind of take a further step back, is it just I need more processing time, or is it just I don't enjoy using my brain as much? And I actually want to make more space in my life to do things that are less brainy and more body oriented, hence life body coaching. I'm really like on the brink of that exploration at the moment. So yeah, it was a good feeling to like kind of admit to myself that this is who I am now. I've always been this, but this is who I am. And I mean, obviously it's not all the time, and I know that certain tasks require the brain use, and I'm just starting to understand that a bit better now, and that there's times maybe in the day when I set aside doing brain activities, but then also honouring the fact that for me it's just too much heady work can lead to like I feel pressure here, like on my temples at the top of my head. I'm not feeling it at the moment, but I think often when I'm doing so much heady work, that is the outcome, that is the consequence, and sometimes it's a headache. And so I'm learning to listen to the needs of my body, like what my body is telling me, why is it telling me these things, and responding to those feelings that I'm having, and not kind of suppressing them, because that's what's been happening up until until a couple of years ago, just carrying on and carrying on and carrying on and trying to make things work. So yeah, I'm keen to see where this exploration of mine goes. I've recently just decided to commit myself to doing what I've described as a being space, and I think that's going to really help with that exploration, that kind of commitment to myself, and not just my mind, but the rest of my body and the experience that I'm having through that. So, I mean, I've been a meditation kind of person, on and off, but I'm kind of now playing with doing it a bit more regularly on a weekly basis, and invited the Sisterhood Circle, which I've spoken about before. So, showing up with other people and the use of other people's energy when you're learning to be rather than do. So let's see where that takes me. But yeah, I really had an urge to talk about this in the diversity and inclusion space. So yeah, if this is something that you resonate with, and if you want to join my being circle, which I've called it, then please do message me and I can share those details. But yeah, I'm definitely kind of more loving towards this part of me that has always been there, but I've kind of not really listened to it and honoured it. And that's often driven by the structures and systems around me, thinking that I need to work to fit into those structures and systems, rather than really honour what I am, who I am, what my needs are, and create and pave a way that fits with that. So yeah, feels good to talk about it, and I'd love to continue this discussion with anyone who's watching. Yeah, I think I'll leave it there. Thank you for joining me on another little riff about where I'm at and my thoughts and my coaching journey, and how my experiences are shaping that, how it's shaping my personal journey as well. Really, really, like, cannot explain how wonderful it is to have some people that want to watch this and want to share and want to kind of learn from it. So yeah, thank you, and I shall see you next week for another little chit chat about whatever I'm experiencing. Thank you for coming along, and chat to you soon.